Alright Zoomers, today I'm going to show you from start to finish, I'm going to kind of speed run this, how to make a funnel and get it ready to deploy in GoHighLevel. So we're going to do a couple of things. I'm going to break this up into smaller, really fast tutorials. So the first one is setting up a domain or a subdomain. Second one is setting up the funnel. Third is setting up the form. Fourth is setting up the QR code. And fifth is setting up the lead follow-up. So first thing we're going to do is make sure the domain is linked. So unless you have a domain that you want to use specifically for one landing page or one funnel, you're going to want to use a subdomain, which is, so growmysmallbusiness.com. If you do something dot before that domain, that's called a subdomain. So get is a subdomain. So we'll connect an example domain, optindemo.bizsender.com. And what's going to happen is, if you have this set up correctly in Cloudflare, it'll automatically detect that, take you to Cloudflare, and automatically add these records, the DNS records that you need for it to be connected. Now, if you don't have Cloudflare, if you're not already in Cloudflare, I'll make a video on how to do that, but there's also the option to manually set up the DNS records that you need in whatever domain manager, DNS manager you're using. So here we have domain provider is Cloudflare. We'll authorize the domain, Lordy. And I'm going to click authorize, and it will automatically create the records for that subdomain. So we'll give it a second, and then we will be done with step one, which is adding a subdomain to your GoHighLevel account. It takes a second to authorize. It will ask me after whether or not I would like to add it to a funnel. We're not going to do that, but if you already have the funnel ready, you could pick the funnel from this dropdown. So let's proceed to finish. And now we can go to the next step, which is making the funnel, or making the landing page. So let's go to Sites, Funnels, New Funnel. We're going to call this, let's say it's a joint venture with a PT clinic. So we'll say Matt's PT joint venture. We'll create that. I'm using my computer's microphone, so forgive me if the keyboard's right in the mic, but it's built in next to the keyboard. I can't really do much about that. So now we have the funnel loaded up. We're going to add a new step. We're going to call this landing page. I always call the first one landing page just for consistency. We'll create that funnel step. It'll make a path automatically, but we're not worried about this, and I'll show you in a second why. Let's do create from blank, and we can, from here, click full width. Now, if you click away from that and it disappears, you don't have any sections on your screen, you can also click this plus button to make it reappear. So now we're going to add a row. We'll add a row, click one column, and we'll add a headline. Attention, Matt's PT Clinic. Or even, welcome, Matt's PT Clinic. And we'll put a background, let's say blue. All right, we'll make this text white. So you click on the section you want to edit, and you can change the color, change a bunch of properties, but you really don't need to get too into that for this. This is just the quick and dirty way of doing things. We'll click the plus button here now, full width. We'll add 2 columns, and we can add a subheadline here, and then click this orange plus button and add bullet points. We'll say, let's say we're doing a golf clinic or something like that. So we'll say, ready to up your golf game, or let us help you up your golf game. And we'll say, tired of, let us help you up your golf game. This is for you if, ... We'll highlight the whole thing, make it bold. So Control A, Command A to highlight everything. Control A, Command B to make it bold. That depends on Windows or Mac, whether you hit Control B or Command B. Let us help you up your golf game. This is for you if, and then we'll say, you're tired of, I don't know, shanking it at the driving range, never quite getting it around the dog leg, and making a fool of yourself in front of your friends, hitting 110 while they're all hitting 90s, something like that. So we'll do B, C. Okay, and then we'll do a form here. So I'll add element, form, and we're going to click here to add a new form. This will open a new tab, and we're going to click add form, start from scratch, create. So we're kind of in the middle here, but this is how you make a form. So we're going to rename it first, Matt's PT Joint Venture. And we're going to get rid of first name. We're going to get rid of last name too. And we're going to get rid of this. And we're going to get rid of this. We'll leave that submit button alone. Phone and email are fine. And we'll put full name here, make it required, and save. That's all you have to do with this. Once they submit, if you click on styles and options, once someone submits this, they will see, if you click advanced, is it under advanced? Maybe it's under styles. Maybe they changed the layout here. Form, input field, label, short label, placeholder. Let's see. You know what? It's over here. Submissions. Here we go. Nope. Settings. Final answer. Okay. So under settings, we can change the on submit. So here we have message. Thank you for taking the time to complete this form. I like to add excuse me. I like to add someone from our team will be in touch shortly. Save, and we can now go back to our other tab, X out of this form picker, and reopen this form selector, and we will find Matt's PT Joint Venture. And there it is. Now we can save this, and we're going to go back and attach the domain to the funnel. So now let's go back. We'll go to settings here, and we're going to go to domain, select the domain we added before, optimdemo.bizsender, and we can take this, we'll leave this alone actually, but if you want to change this, we'll say like Matt's PT, and then click save down here. And now what we can do is grab the domain for the funnel from here. So domains, funnels work like this. There's a URL that takes you to the funnel itself, which defaults to the first page of the funnel. And then there's also a URL per page. So the first page ends up having 2 URLs, but the one that you want to use is usually this one. So we'll click that I, highlight this, copy it, and now we're going to make our QR code. So let's go to QR codes up here. We're going to click create QR code. We'll call this Matt's PT Joint Venture website. Next, we're going to highlight this and paste in our funnel URL. So we'll go next. We don't need anything here. We'll click download so that we can put this on our Canva flyer or wherever we're going to put this. It's just an image file that you can drop in anywhere, and we're going to save it. And now when you scan that, it'll take you to that page. So the last thing we have to do here is set up the automation, the lead follow-up. So let's go to automations. We're going to create a new workflow, start from scratch. We can say Matt's PT lead follow-up. We'll do add new trigger, form submitted, and we're going to rename this. I like renaming things in workflows so that they're clear as far as what they do. Matt's PT opt-in form. Okay, add filters. Form is Matt's PT Joint Venture. Save that. Oop, where are we? There we are. Real quick, let's go to settings. We want to stop on response because this is a follow-up. So what's going to happen here is when someone responds to the follow-up, they're not going to get any more follow-up. That's a good thing, because otherwise this follow-up it's going to assume that they didn't respond, and we don't want to badger people who have already responded with, hey, you haven't responded. They're going to be like, yes, I did. You're crazy. So instead, we're going to kick them out when they respond, stop on response. And that's good practice for all lead follow-up. Now we're going to create a notification. If you have the app Lead Connector, it's on iPhone, it's on Android, you can get it in the App Store. Its logo is an orange cube. You'll get Lead Connector. You can use that to receive notifications. Otherwise, you'll receive an email or a text. I highly recommend you get Lead Connector. It's just a much better way of receiving notifications. It doesn't clutter up your inbox or your text messages. So we'll do title is new lead, or Matt's, PT. Let's just say new lead. And then down here we'll say Matt's PT. And from here, you want to see what the lead is, so we're going to do space, and over here we can grab a custom value, which is just a variable, like if you want someone's name or someone's email or someone's phone. So we're going to go to custom variable picker, and this is an important distinction here. It's not the user. User is someone who has a login to your GoHighLevel account. They're a team member usually. Contacts are your leads. So you're going to click on contact, full name, and then down here we're going to put contact, email, enter, contact, phone. And we're going to save that action. So now you're going to get, sorry, we got to move down here. Redirect page. This is what happens when you tap on the notification. So you want to go to the conversation most likely, and then to user type, I like just all users. It's nice and easy, but if you only want certain people to see this, you'll assign it to a particular user or whoever is assigned to the contact, which is another good one. But all users is the safest bet. So we're going to click save, publish, and save. And now we can add our next step, which is the opportunity creation step. So everyone's pipeline looks different, but you're basically going to put them where your leads go. So let's add the create or update opportunity step. This is now deprecated. You're going to use either the create or update opportunity, not the 2-in-1. So let's do opportunity, and we'll do update opportunity. If neither found, nothing happens. Okay. So I like to use the create update opportunity. The other two are just too much work, I think. So let's just do create or update opportunity, in pipeline lead journey, pipeline stage leads. This will be wherever your leads go generally. Opportunity source, we'll do Matt's PT. The name automatically populates with their first and last name. Value, we can leave that alone. And then status, we'll make it open. Save action, save. And now, we don't want them to get a text or an email right away. It's kind of creepy if they click submit and then they immediately get a text. So we're going to put a wait step in here, and we're just going to wait 2 minutes. And I like to rename these to M, so now we know it's 2 minutes. Let's do email. Now you're going to use an email in accordance with your email settings. I'll make another video on that, as well as the Cloudflare one from before. But basically, in your settings under the email settings, you're going to put DNS records in your domain records for your GHL email. So let's do Matt Jennings, and then from email, Matt at mysmallbusinessmarketing.com. You can also do this in the settings. So let's, real quick, let's just do contact.firstname. You would find that under the custom values, contact, and then first name. That's a great subject line, but I wouldn't overuse it. We'll just say, hey, contact.firstname. Thank you so much for your interest in our golf program. Do you have time today to chat? I'd love to learn more about what you're looking for. Or about, what you're looking for. I'd love to learn more about what you're looking for. Matt Jennings, Golf LLC, I don't know. Whatever your company's name is. We're going to save that action. We're going to add another wait step in here. We'll wait 3 minutes. 6 minutes, how about that? Let's not be too forward here. We'll do 6 instead of 3. So now, we're going to scroll down, do SMS. We're going to send a text message. And we'll do, hey, it's Matt from Golf LLC. I just sent you an email. Did you get it? Exclamation there. Save action. You don't always have to put their name in the message. And then what I like to do is we can add another wait step here. We'll do a 2-day follow-up. Wait, let's say instead of exactly 24 hours, let's say 16 hours, just to stagger it a little bit. Wait 16H. And then what we can do is copy using these 3 dots here. Click, copy all actions from here. We're going to take everything from the email to the end and put it here. Now we have our next day of follow-up. So one thing is we're going to alter this. Wait 6 minutes. We're going to make it wait 3 hours. We want to stagger them today, or the second day. So let's say 3 hours. We'll save that action. And then let's go to this text message. We can say, hey, just making sure I have the right number. I'm not going to go back and fix that. Is this contact first name? and we'll say Matt from Matt from Golf LLC. Save, and the email will do something like, ask them for a response, or try to learn more about their golf game or what they're interested in regarding golf. The subject line will be like, still looking to get better, given up on golf. I wouldn't do this on day 2, but this is just like a sample. You can save that action, save the whole thing. And let me real quick show you one more thing before we're done, because this is done. You can just launch this and it's ready to go. One more thing here is under the settings, and if you don't want to type the email over and over again, you can just set a default. So we'll say Matt Jennings, and we'll say Matt at mysmallbusinessmarketing.com, and we can save this, and now we don't have to populate that in our email. So I could delete this, and this, save it, and it'll still work because it'll refer to those settings. I'm pointing like an idiot. You can't see me pointing at my screen. Settings, and then you scroll down. And you'll see the sender details. But that's it. If I hope that was helpful. If you need to follow along, of course, just set it to like 0.5 speed or 0.75 speed. Feel free to pause, rewind, whatever you got to do to follow along, because there are five tutorials built into this longer video. So I really hope that you guys find this useful. If you did, please leave a comment, let me know, and leave a like. Otherwise, leave a dislike if it didn't help you. That helps too. But hope you guys have a great one, and I will see you in the next one.